Hey, welcome to Ultifit in Chicago. This is a gym that has produced several American Ninja Warriors, and I'm here with a Ninja Warrior right now, who I call my adventure mentor, Kirsten Lefeldt. And welcome to the podcast. Thank you for being here.
Appreciate it.
So,
yeah.
by FYI, it is early. It is Christmas Eve. We've been up since 5. She's been dealing with dump
4.
trucks, 4 a.m. So this might not be the most coherent interview, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm still super excited because you are one of my biggest inspirations in life. You are the reason I created Adventure University, which is just getting people motivated to get off the couch and have fun and start doing all sorts of crazy stuff. So I just want to get just a quick background on how did you get here from like a normal, because we all had that normal life before,
Right.
to where we are now. Like how did this happen?
How did that happen? I mean, I've always had an interest in fitness. I always
Yeah.
liked to stay active. Grew up in a small town, always outside, riding my bike, riding horses. And then, yeah, it just kind of grew from there, just
Yeah.
the interest in fitness. And my full-time job is still in engineering. But about 10 years ago, I started to do fitness on the side. Just wanted to learn all about it. And it grew from there, just finding the first business that trusted me to teach a fitness class. Shout out to Morning Bird Studio. And just in the beginning, training people for free in my living room because I was on a work visa and I couldn't do anything else on the side.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And then, finding first Brooklyn Boulders, a climbing gym, then Ultifit, and yeah.
Where was the transition from just a hobby to being a teacher? Like when did you decide, hey, I want to teach other people how to do this kind of stuff?
Pretty early on, because if you like what you do and you talk about it a lot, obviously
Yeah.
people will ask you for advice, and you start sharing. And there was a time when I was stuck in a job where I didn't want to be, but again, because of the visa, I had to stay in this job, and I just needed something to take my mind off it, and I would study the personal trainer manual. Always close the book when my boss came in, literally. I got that first personal trainer certification at that time, and just out of a desire to get out of that work situation that I was so miserable in.
Interesting.
I think that may have been that turning point.
Yeah. Because there's a saying that I'm embracing this year called "Pain is where the magic happens," and we've all been I've been there. I've been in that cubicle, working 9 to 5, and it's not us at all. And it's a good thing. It sucks, but it's a good thing because it pushes you out of it.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason, kind of thing.
Yeah. But it drives you into this whole different life.
Yeah.
And now here you are in a ninja gym, this is such a crazy journey for me personally. And so this is actually going to be one of my lessons in our community is how do you get to doing all this crazy stuff? Well, a big thing for me has been to literally steal other people's hobbies. And 90% of the hobbies I steal come from you. So let's rewind to, I had just moved to Chicago. I didn't know a soul at this point. And I'm like, how do I get involved and just go? So I went to meetup.com and I found a rollerblading group. And I'm a big rollerblader, which again came from stealing a hobby in college. My roommate in college was a rollerblader. I'd never touched blades. He's like, you got a rollerblade? So I saw there's a Michigan Avenue road rave or whatever here in downtown Chicago. I thought they were going to have it all. I thought it was like a really official thing where they were going to have it all roped off. And me, Kirsten, and you're like, you better put that helmet. I'm like, I don't wear a helmet blading. Like, I was so thankful for that helmet because you're at the front of the line leading us through dodging taxis and buses, probably a garbage truck. I thought, okay, skate group, we're good. That's as far as we're going to go. And then, obviously we connect on Facebook, and then I start seeing pictures of you on a board in the water. I'm going to be honest, at first, it's ridiculous, but I kind of felt betrayed for a bit.
She didn't tell me about it.
Well, she's leaving us. Like, she's leaving a skate group to go do this other thing, and that's not us. That's not my thing. Well, maybe I could try it just once. And that's what you do, is you just expose people to new things. And this has been my experience with you. So let's take it to the next step. How did you end up on that board?
Yeah, just also something I just wanted to try out. They had some class going on at Hollywood Beach, and did it and just fell in love with it like immediately.
Yeah.
Did my first race after 5 times being on a board, and somebody said to me, I think this is a sport you could be really good at. And that kind of stuck in my head. I'm like, maybe. I've never been really competitive.
Yeah.
So let's see what I can do with that. And then kind of the same thing that happened with Windy City Skaters. I was looking for other people who want to do it, and started a community, and that's also now been pretty big now.
Yeah.
And
It's huge now. And again, you've got people getting up way before the alarm clock should go off. So we'll do the sunset paddles, or sunrise. I wish it was sunset. But
I don't control the sun. I mean, it comes up.
We live on, this is just the side of Chicago we live on, where the sun comes up at really early in the morning. But it's awesome. And it's the same experience for me when you're like, hey, just give it a shot. And we went out, and it's funny. That was like one of my best days of paddleboarding ever. And I have not been able to duplicate it since. Like, we actually went onto the Lake Michigan. I don't think I only fell off like once or twice in the whole time. But it was like, we're just riding waves. And the same thing, I was hooked.
Yeah.
And so now, I think that was the first hobby that I specifically got from you. And now I own a paddleboard. I don't feel right if I don't board at least once a week. And that all comes from stealing that hobby from you. But we're not done there. So again, I'm on my phone, I'm checking, and then like, what the hell you're doing? I didn't even know what it was called. It's called a lache. And you're just flying through this thing. So how did you get involved in Ninja, and like, what's your journey there?
Okay, that's actually a funny story. I was going through a heartbreak and needed something to distract myself with.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm at my chiropractor's office, and he comes like limping in with a torn Achilles. I'm like, dude, what'd you do? And he's like, yeah, I went to this like ninja gym with my kids, and I ran up the wall board. I didn't warm up, and I tore my Achilles. I'm like, cool. Like, where's that?
So
not
your
the Achilles is obviously
takeaway
not
from
cool.
tearing an Achilles was like, I want to try that.
I was like, I need something, maybe in that moment, I needed something intense and something like a little bit scary.
Yeah.
I looked it up. I'm like, what is this gym? And it happened to be that they just started the adult classes that week. They just had a whole week of free classes. I'm like, oh, yeah, let's go. And I went, and just, again, hooked.
Yeah, hooked. Again, it's pain's where the magic happens, and because I've been there, believe me. I think this whole group and all these podcasts are coming out of a breakup I went through this summer.
Yeah.
Like, I need
really?
to. Oh yeah.
That's the best thing you can do. It's just
like the best thing
something to focus on. You know, something
need.
that makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
So that you're like, I don't need that person. I'm a ninja.
I'm a ninja now. So let's transition to, whether you're going through a breakup or you're just stuck on the couch, because the whole point of doing these interviews and these, this creating the community adventure university, it's all because I love the life that we have, where we get to do all these fun things, and I have a lot of people that live vicariously through me, and that's weird to me, and it's not necessary. It's like anyone can do. Like, we're not super athletes by any stretch. We just do crazy stuff.
We just try.
We just try new things. So like, if you were talking to that person that's kind of in their shell on the couch or in a rut or in that 9 to 5 or wherever they're at, what are some tips for them to break out and start being a little more adventurous?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for some people to make that first step into a gym, especially one like this that looks super intimidating.
This is super intimidating.
That's what we get a lot.
Yeah.
Find some sort of mentor. Find a person you can trust, and I'd be happy to be that person for you. Like, take it in small steps. Nobody expects you to come out here and throw a 5-foot lache. Like, no, just work on maybe just hanging.
Yeah.
And I always say, like, where I came from, like, I was back in high school, I was a person you would select last on the team. Like, I was not an athlete. I was shy. I was being bullied, and I would say if I can like find the courage at some point in my life to like step out of that and try, then I think anybody can do it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not, again, we're not superhuman. You're just a person who found some hobbies that became passions that now you want to show other people how to do it. And I've seen you do it, like, and this isn't just in the gym, you do it with the paddleboard too, where I saw a lady who, she was terrified to stand up on the board, and you just kept working. It's like you said, just baby steps.
Yeah.
And then she finally stood up, and like, I felt like I could fly just watching. Like her
that moment,
you could feel her confidence, just like bam. It was awesome.
That's always my favorite moment, when somebody doesn't believe in themselves and then they overcome it and do something that they're proud of, and that like when they light up like that.
Yeah, just that moment of.
Yeah. And I still get that for myself some days, when I come in here and I try something, but I'm like, there's no way I can get this, and then you get it and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like your whole day is like, it's just instantly got better.
Yeah,
and it's something you did for yourself,
It's
you
did it for you.
You didn't need anybody else for it.
Like half the time, especially for you, you're in this gym all alone.
Yeah.
You might have a camera on, but you might forget to record it. So and we'll get to, so she's going to torture me in a bit with all this stuff. But before we get to that, one more thing I want to talk to you about is just overcoming adversity. Like we've talked about the emotional, but let's talk about literally the physical, because we do get hurt.
Yeah.
We're not spring chickens anymore. So things get hurt. So what are your tips for like when you do have an injury that you're dealing with?
Yeah.
How do you work your way through that?
I think the biggest mistake people can make is to say, oh, something hurts, I'm going to stop, I'm just going to sit down.
Really?
I would definitely say, obviously don't go push through pain.
Yeah.
Get the help, get the physical therapy, and whatever it takes, get it checked out. But then just look at what can I still do. Like 2 years ago I tore my pec.
Yeah. I remember that.
I was devastated because I couldn't hang, I couldn't push. I was
It's
like everything.
99% of this.
And so I was like, okay, what can I still do? And I actually started working with a bodybuilding coach, because I'd never done that before, like specifically trained for physique. And so obviously we had to modify a number of things, but there's still other things you can do for your legs, or anything that doesn't involve the pec. And that was so interesting. I learned so many new exercises, even though bodybuilding is not my sport, and I'm not going to do that. But I picked up some other ways of working out that I still do.
Yeah. And I remember you going through that, and you got strong doing that in different ways. Because it forced you to start with like, okay, this is done. What else can I? And I'm willing to bet you worked on stuff that you'd been neglecting a little bit.
100%. Yeah. Because you always do the same. You get comfortable in your routine.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so, when you get in that routine, like, I'll go years without changing anything. And I have literally paid the price for it. And this goes back to like high school and college, where I just work my man boobs and like
mirror muscles.
And then that's why I had a trainer who's like, Steve, so basically you just got a car with the biggest engine in it, and then you put the crappiest tires on it, took it to the track, and just went bam. These little guys can't keep up with the big guys, and then you start hurting yourself. So I love that you found ways to develop the total package.
Definitely. And like I said, with injury, don't give up. Don't just sit down and say that's it. That's how you get in a whole lot of other trouble.
Yeah. And it just gets you back to the couch, and that's the last place we want to be. We want to be out and doing crazy stuff. So I'm going to work for, I think, actually, because it's 5 a.m., I actually wrote notes this time, I think. Before we play, real quick, just what's a good place for people to follow you, whether it's social media or...
Definitely my Instagram.
Okay.
It's Kirsten Marina 7. Yeah. And then you can definitely follow the gym on Ultifit Chicago. Ultifit's the main channel. And then, for paddleboarding, Chicago Sub.
It's going to be a long list. I'm going to post all these links, but it's just a long list of stuff.
So they're like those 3 Instagram accounts right now that I mostly spend time on.
Okay.
That's how you find me.
Cool. All right, let's play.
Let's go.
Monkey bars.
All right, so this is a skill that doesn't come easy to everyone, especially if you've never done it as a child.
Well, so talking about my first Spartan injury came from the monkey bars.
Okay, like
and
a shoulder.
It's what we talked about earlier, where I was using my neck muscles instead of my traps and my
Yeah.
back muscles. So
And that's one
monkey
reason.
bars always scares me a little bit because
That's
of
one
that.
reason in the warm up we focused on
Yeah,
squeezing, right?
Is
And
activating.
it's sometimes when you're like in the heat of the moment, it's easy to lose that form.
Yeah. Especially
So-
like you said, if you're tired.
Yeah. So, first thing to think about is when you're hanging, to not be like up in your ears, to always, squeeze your shoulder blades.
Yeah.
And then a lot of it is your swing. You're going side to side. So
It's
you get
just physics.
you get this moment of weightlessness when I pump up here. That's a chance to move your hand.
Okay.
Versus then just try new muscle. No, I use my momentum here
Right.
to just, and almost, I don't want to say it becomes easy, but a lot
Well, it's
easier.
definitely easier than, and the instinct is to just use your muscles and
Yeah.
nothing else on this, but to actually just use your momentum.
Swing. Want to give it a try?
Let's give it a shot.
All right. Use a bosu if you like. There's a step up. Okay. So you can hang. You don't have to lock off your arms, and then again squeeze. But squeezing not necessarily means bending your elbows, right? It's your shoulders. There you go. There you go. And now try to create that sideways. Lift one knee up. You feel that already, right? How you're free to move that hand. So whenever you feel like moving the left hand, yeah, there you go.
So much easier.
Right? So much with ninja is technique more than strength. Yeah. And now maybe don't do that swing in between, move right away. Because the shorter you're on there, right, the quicker you move, the less exhausting. If I hang, yeah, there you go. Nice. Sweet. Yeah, awesome. That was probably
That's
one of
one
the
of my
best ones
grip
you've ever, yeah. And then you build those calluses, right?
Yeah.
And then once you got that down, we can try to move through it a bit more efficient because, again, the less time I
burned
spend
a
on
lot
that,
of energy on that,
Yeah.
just swinging back and
just
forth.
hanging for so long, right?
Yeah.
So if you can instead, like use, see now I'm already spanning like so many rings, and it took me like
In
what, 5
fairness, your arms are a little longer than mine.
Yeah, but even if
Wait, so
you
that was
only
a
skip one, right?
that was a different grip than what we were just doing. So
You have to obviously switch it around, right? So,
Yeah.
so I'm here, this one's facing forward. Yeah, always facing forward. Palm facing forward. Similar to the rings. You let go on the backswing. So, I'm here. So this is when I let go when I'm here. Because then I can, like a pendulum, travel around. Right?
Okay.
See if you can get that.
See if that'll make
That's fine.
chalk.
Chalk helps. Chalk is your best friend. You will have it all over your clothes when you come home.
All right. So you had this guy's normal grip like that.
Yeah, this one's facing forward. And then again, we're building that swing. And then on the back swing, that was a little late, so always on the back swing. Now, yeah, now. Yeah, see how much quicker you just moved across it? that ring was, in your defense, that ring was interfering. But that's good.
They don't call it an obstacle course.
That looked pretty good.
Yeah, that felt good up until.
You've not, like, I don't think you've done it this way, have you?
I've never done it.
Can you
like,
imagine in a Spartan race how much quicker you'd go?
Well, yeah.
But
that
then it
would've-
gets slippery there. Sometimes you might not have the option to.
You're covered in
You may have
mud.
to play it safer.
You're tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's awesome.
And that's the same skill we have on the rings, right? I don't know if you want to
Yeah.
move to the rings.
I don't know if I've got that in the tank right now.
Okay. Anything else you want
I think that might be good.
to? Yeah, okay.
I think we got to work our way up to the salmon ladder. I'm not quite there yet, but let's
Okay.
watch you do it.
Okay. Salmon ladder.
Explain what you're gonna do.
Salmon ladder. That one took me forever to learn. I didn't even attempt it until this year. Because
Really?
it just, I could never get that upwards momentum. And then I actually ended up, I took a gymnastics course for like a weekend, and it was a lot about the kipping and stuff, and that kind of clicked. So there are actually two techniques you can use with a salmon ladder. One is kipping up, which I don't do anymore, and the other one is more of the power method, like a quick pulling your knees up.
Almost like
to-
you're doing a crunch.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a crunch with your core and your legs, and then at the same time use your hands to move the bar up one rung. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes today, Christmas edition. And I use a opposite grip because that bar spins. So if it spins too much, I always like to check, am I in space here? Okay. Also like no pressure, right?
None.
No
You're just on camera.
That's all I got.
Freaking.
Two is all I got.
That was so ninja. Awesome.
Yeah, that one is impressive.
That is definitely as much as I have in the tank for today, although she's going to kick my butt a little bit more. But Kirsten, thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you for being my adventure mentor. I have such an
happy to.
exciting life thanks to you, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And it means a lot to me. And I know I'm not the only one. You've inspired so many people. There's people showing up for the class right now, and you're a big part of that. So do you have any last words to inspire people out there?
No, just, show up, give it a try. No matter where you are starting, if you're starting off the couch, we got you.
Yeah, exactly. From couch to here, it is possible. So that's it for now, and I'll catch you on the next show. Oh, we got a wall to run up first.
Yeah, okay, let's go.